Xtreme experience this week comes to you from our central North Island location. It is part 2 of round 1 of the Suzuki Cup, the four-wheel drive competition for the experts. Last week we showed you the morning's competition, and what competition it was. Lane Jones and Ryan Bold in the BJ King sponsored Toyota Home Built locked on points with Warwick and Russell Dalberg from Whangarei in the PDL sponsored V6 Supercharged Home Built. Third place, Neville Dunton and Colin Piper in the Holden Supercharged Special. That's what happened in the morning. Now we will show you the afternoon's action, and we start with hazard number 12.
Basically, if I see the wheels lifting, I'll just control try getting out of it.
Yeah, mate.
I can only do that if I've got drive on the bottom side.
Not a problem.
Well, you've got a view there of Phil Walton and Chase Rodder as they attack hazard number 12. Just watch how this combination works.
Stay high, mate. That's it. Good work.
Chase just directing his driver exactly where he wants him to go. Remember, they've got to stay in the confines of the course.
Right front brake.
Yeah, you're sweet. Got about a foot. Down a little bit. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Touch it.
Keep it going, you're sweet.
And you see there that Chase and Phil trying to negotiate these difficult hazards, trying to stay in the confines of the course and keep away from the white pegs. Individual braking on each of the four wheels. That's what you see Chase working the levers there. Maybe it's not going to work for them this time. It just looks as calm as you like from inside the cab, but
Yeah.
as you can see, it happens quickly from the outside shot. You're on board with them as they come to the end of the obstacle.
Through that last bit.
So 20 points there for Phil and Chase. We've on to Neville Dunton now and Colin Piper. Now they are currently third in the points after their morning's work. This is the afternoon session of round 1 of the Suzuki Cup, and it's gone horribly wrong for Neville and Colin. And 90 points is going to hurt them. Have a look at it on the replay. Just maybe read the severity of the hill a little bit wrong. And once it got to that stage, well, they're along for the ride. You see there Colin just tucking his arm in, doesn't want to get that involved as the truck rolls over.
I'll check it now.
This is Hamish Ure and Hamish Simpson from Wanganui in their home built 2-litre Nissan powered Steve Watkins Auto Painters sponsored modified. Once again, they're going to take the precise route. Remember, you've got to keep it in the confines of the hazard, and that's marked by the red and the yellow pegs. You've got to keep an eye out for the white pegs in there, because if you touch one of those, it's an instant 20 points. And of course, you've got to complete the journey if you can without knocking any of the pegs down. If you do all that, manage to keep it on the wheels, well, you score no points, and that is a good score. And so's that. That's 10 points there for Hamish and Hamish. Looking for some, perhaps. This is Brent Ward and Mark Smith in their 5.7 litre LS1 alloy Holden powered Cook sponsored space frame. If you have a look at the ticket on the bottom of the screen, that's the current position as the competitors come into the hazards. And look how steep it is. Essentially, it's an S up and through the small creek. And these guys making it look easy, but I can assure you it isn't. And the rain's certainly not helping either. Just how steep these hillsides are. Remember, not only do you have to negotiate the hazard, but you have to do it inside the confines of the course. And, well, Brent Ward and Mark Smith haven't been able to do that, and they've picked up 30 penalty points. This is Ray Hill and Gary Rennell now in their Mitsubishi Pajero V6 supercharged powered Action Utes 4x4 sponsored. Boys from the Egmont Club. Now they're going to turn oh so tight to come down the hill again. Looking good so far though for Hill and Rennell. Through the creek, this is what we meant by the little S section. Oh, I don't think they're going to go too much further though. And that is good enough for 30 points.
All right, mate.
Oh, good.
Good as.
Okay.
Back on board here with Phil Walton and Chase Rodder once more. You get an intimate view of the relationship between driver and navigator. And I guess we could call him brake man. And he's Chase working the individual wheel brakes. Holden V6 supercharged powered smooth talker. is sitting in 4th place in this round 1 of the Suzuki 4-wheel drive cup. A new innovation, 4-wheel drive Xtreme rallying. The best in the land are here. The creme de la creme, if you like, and you're looking at some of the best here. You've got an intimate view.
Sweet as, mate.
All good.
And that is Welcome back to the Suzuki 4-wheel drive cup. It is round 1 afternoon competition here in the wet and miserable conditions. Phil Bayliss and Todd Sharman in their FJ40 Toyota 302 Ford powered, so it's got the small block blue oval V8 in it. And this is hazard number 14. And they are precariously perched on the side of this hill, but they're going to get up, or are they going to go all the way? I think they are. Up and through the blue pegs, and that is a clean run. 0 points for Bayliss and Sharman. Let's see what Kingston and Boston can do. This is Graham Kingston and Mike Boston, and they are really attacking this course. Again, essentially an S up and down these steep farming hillsides in the central North Island. Well, I guess you've got to know your machinery, you've got to have faith in the power steering as well, because you can see there that Graham Kingston really working the steering wheel, trying everything he can to get the last out of the supercharged Lexus V8 Land Cruiser. They do it, and they score 0 points as well, so it's tight in the production class. We go on now to Mike G. Taylor and Alistair Bradley. This is the modified. These are the home-built specials. Once again, Lexus V8 powered. Angus Pure are the sponsors. Currently sitting in 13th place. This is hazard number 14. And that Lexus V8 certainly got all the power in the world, because that is another perfect score. Brian Howard and Ross Alcock now in the Land Rover Series 1 with BMW V12 powering it. Howard Engineering are the sponsors. Now they're currently sitting in 25th place, so they haven't had a happy time of it in the morning. Let's see if they can turn that result around here in the afternoon's competition. 10 hazards to go through this afternoon as we had in the morning. Oh, and I thought it was going to go horribly wrong there for Brian Howard, but he's resurrected it, or has he? No, he hasn't got to the end of the course, and he's picked up 20 points. Here it is on the replay. Well, there's no traction when the front of the car is 5 or 6 feet in the air. That hasn't done his cause too much good at all. Martin and Tony Walton are next. V6 supercharged Holden powered Cook sponsored Loose Goose. I don't know about being loose. It's certainly being about concentration. As you see there, Martin and Tony working well. Tony holding on for dear life, trying to work the wheel brakes as Martin gets it turned, and now they're going to come up the hill. And the camera angle doesn't do it justice, because that is very, very steep indeed. And that's a perfect performance for the Bay of Plenty pairing. 0 score. Well, this is a combination that was leading after the morning session. This is Jones and Bold, Lane Jones and Ryan Bold out of the Valley 4-wheel drive club. Toyota V8 powered, home-built special. BJ King and Associates are the sponsors. They're locked in a battle with the Dahlbergs from Whangarei. Yet to see them go through. Oh, and there's some problems here. You heard the clunk, I'm sure of it. And I think they've got mechanical issues here. They clear the obstacle. They don't score any points. That's the good news. But I think they've got some differential problems. Listen, you heard the bang then on the replay. Major mechanical issues here for the points leaders. Now, what ramifications is that going to have in our overall situation? I can tell you that on hazard 14, the Dahlbergs could only manage second behind Jones. So Jones inches out of front. This is hazard 15 now. But remember that Lane Jones may have a mechanical issue. These guys haven't got any such problems in the PDL modified special. This is Warwick and Russell Dahlberg from Whangarei, the winterless north. Well, they won't be used to the conditions we've got here. And there, the camera angle shows you just exactly how steep this obstacle is. And you see them taking one of the yellow pegs down. That means they'll pick up some points, and they do. They pick up 20 points. It is so close at the top of this field in the Suzuki 4-wheel drive cup as we welcome into the course Andrew Graham and Debbie Kelly, currently sitting in 16th place in the Cowley's Hire Toyota Lexus sponsored special. This is hazard 15, remember. They didn't have a happy time of it in 14. What can they do here in 15? Toyota Lexus providing the power, but you don't need power here. You need balance. And I would suggest a fair bit of good luck. And that is perfectly executed. Just gets it wrong in the last little bit and picks up 30 penalty points. Phil Conwell is next to go. Currently sitting just inside the top 10. We've seen him attack these courses before, but it hasn't worked for him this time because he's slid out of contention here, and that would mean 50 points. Mike Dudunsky in his home-built special, along with Graham Gobble. Third place for them at the moment. It's the finesse we're seeing from Dudunsky. We can go wrong so easily, and those points seem to stack up. And of course, if you have a problem or you can't make your start time, you have an immediate 100-point problem. Or they've got more than a 100-point problem. They've got an upside-down problem. Have a look at this on the Suzuki Xtreme replay. The side of the hill claims another one. This time it's Dudunsky and Goebel.
See how it goes, mate. Should be fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, mate.
Phil Walton and Chase Rodder once again, fourth in points at the moment. And we get the added benefit of riding on board with them. Past the ARB four-wheel drive accessories flag, they come.
Nice and slow, mate. Nice and slow.
So we're not out of the course?
You're right. Nice and slow.
Chase talking to Walton all the time. If you think that Chase is doing a pretty good impersonation of driving a bulldozer, he's actually working on the individual wheel brakes. And that's what enables these little trucks to turn on a dime.
I think I saw it out of the course. Oh, I took a pig as well. What happened there? Did I not flip it early enough?
That front just didn't want to come
Well,
around.
they took a peg. You heard Phil Walton say, and that's going to cost them 20 points. And I think you got the situation there that probably Chase thought all he could see was ground. The angle of the truck was so steep. This is Derek Smythe and Mike Reapin once again in their P76 powered home built, currently sitting in 14th place. So they haven't had the run that probably they expected to have. And look at the sidewalls on the tyres just crinkling. Very little tyre pressure. It's all about traction. And then when you get to the steepness of these hills, it's all about raw power, and they've cleaned up a couple of the markers there, and that's cost them plenty of points, 30 in fact. Mitchell Seymour and Jared Dodds now currently sitting in 20th place. This is hazard number 15. This is the Rover-powered Suzuki Special. Demon Energy drinks are the sponsors. And that Rover virtually getting off the pilot jet just on idle. Once again, just low pressures in those front tyres. And that will help. And look how steep the hill they are coming down. Right front brake locked up. There's the peg. They've got to try and negotiate inside of that peg. Are they going to do it? Are they going to touch it? Oh, I think they did it. No, they didn't. It cost them 40 points. It was looking good for a while for Mitchell Seymour and Jared Dodds, but now it is 40 points to their name. Welcome back to Suzuki Xtreme TV. We are in the middle of the afternoon session of round one of the Suzuki four-wheel drive cup. And this is Phil Bayliss and Todd Sharman in the FJ40 Toyota with a 302 Ford small block under the hood. Currently sitting in 18th spot, so they've got a bit of work to do. They've already picked up 20 points as they flatten one of the outside course markers. They're looking for the blue pegs. That denotes the end of the hazard, but they've already got 20 points to their name. Ron and Debbie Sturm are next. V6 supercharged Holden. So a Commodore engine in their home-built special. This is in the modified class, of course. The best of the best here for the Suzuki four-wheel drive cup. This is the first round of 3. All the talk is the series to be expanded to 6 rounds come 2009. Oh, and that's going to cost them. and they've had problems previously. They're going to get to the end of the hazard, but they pick up 60 penalty points. And we should probably reiterate that you've got to keep the truck within the confines of the course. Ernie and Heidi Schicker are next. They're currently sitting in 8th place. The Schicker Earthworks modified. Once again, V6 Holden supercharged powered. You see there Heidi on the wheel brakes. How she can keep her composure when the truck is sliding sideways down the side of what virtually is a cliff is beyond me. They must have touched one of the pegs because they pick up 20 points, do the Schickers from Eastern Bay. Well, another past champion now in Martin Walton, along with Tony. They were 9th in hazard 15. This is hazard 16, remember. And Tony, well, she hasn't quite got a smile on her face as she looks out, and all she can see is lush green farmland. She can't even see the horizon. And look at the angle. Oh, are they going to save it? No, they're not. Well, and just sitting up there in the 4-point harness is Martin Walton. So that wasn't a good result for them. This is McLeavy now, and Glenn Goodwin, Malcolm McLeavy. Nissan powered modified, currently sitting in 13th place, goes through with a perfect score. Now we move on to Hamish Ore and Hamish Simpson. Oh, and things go horribly wrong for the Hamishes, and they pick up 80 points. No smiles this time. Don't think they expected that. Let's see what Mike Dudunsky and Graham Goebel can do. Oh, maybe the same. Oh, they got so close to tipping it over. Are they going to get through? I think they do. Through the blue pegs they go. And that is another 0 for Mike Dudunsky. He is having a great run. On board here with Mike G. Taylor and Alistair Bradley. Hazard 16. Once again, that Lexus V8 just singing as he hits the throttle. And you really got to know what you're doing with those wheel brakes. You can get into all sorts of problems if you pull the wrong one at the wrong time. You're on board here with Graham Kingston. Mike Boston on the brakes. Another Lexus V8 Toyota Land Cruiser. And another perfect run. Bruce and Barry McGregor in the Suzuki Vitara go next. 1800cc twin cam, so 4-cylinder engine. Doesn't make any difference when it's on the roof. You can have all the power in the world, it's not going to help you. So it is problems there for the Bunning Warehouse sponsored McGregor combination. This is Mitchell Seymour and Jared Dodds. Now they're currently sitting in 20th place, so they've had an indifferent morning. Well, it just got a whole lot worse in the afternoon. As a little bit of the panel work comes off the Demon Energy drink sponsored Suzuki Special. But still a smile on the face of Jared Dodds. Picks the mud out of his teeth and they'll carry on. Jared and Russell Biggs are next in the modified class. Well, I think as we get through this order, but the hazard's just cut up a little bit, and that's going to make it pretty near impossible for the latecomers here in hazard 16. What can the Evo 6 do of Biggs and Biggs? You're riding with them here. 60 points, so they can't complete the hazard. Currently sitting in 22nd place. We move on to hazard number 18 now. So 2 to go this afternoon to complete the Suzuki 4-Wheel Drive Cup, round number 1. This is Shane and Ruben Mason out of the Windy City. Now Ruben's an optimist because he's got sunglasses on. Well, it's certainly not sunglasses weather here, I can tell you, unless they're waterproof. And the trucks have to be waterproof as well because there is a pretty good river crossing right at the beginning of this hazard. And then there's another one of these steeply stair-step banks that you've got to climb up, and that's where all that power comes into play. And Shane and Ruben Mason have got that power from their 3.5 litre Rover, and they clean the section, no points, so that is a good result for them. Wayne Osman and Lynn White in the 383 small block Chevy powered Gulf Western Oil home built, doing its best impersonation of a boat. Looks a bit like a boat, the back of it anyway. Have a look on the bottom of the screen, just ticking through as the overall positions. on the day here in round one of the Suzuki four-wheel drive cup. Well, there's a graphic example of four-wheel drive, but it's not enough for Osmond to complete the hazard. They pick up 10 points. Lelivre and Highland next in their Suzuki, Nissan-powered Suzuki Special. Currently sitting in 24th place, so they've had a pretty indifferent competition here as well. Well, I just thought I heard the engine hesitate a little bit as they came out of the water. Wet stuff getting in where it shouldn't have. Now they're back on to full song, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think the Nissan's going to have enough to pull them out of trouble here. So they will pick up 20 points as well. 8th place now for Neville Dunton and Colin Piper, so they've slipped back after a great morning's performance in the HSV Supercharged Holden powered Special. Plenty of torque from the Holden will get them through this one with a perfect score of 0. Well, at the end of the very successful Suzuki Xtreme Cup round number 1, I can tell you that Phil Walton and Chase Rodder have come out on top on 212 points. Second place is Mike Dudunsky and Graham Gobble on 230, and in third place it is the Whangarei pairing of Warwick and Russell Dahlberg on 234.
Well, we had an excellent day today. The hazards were well thought. You know, there was nothing that was dangerous. It was great. Couldn't have asked for better.
Very, very greasy, but very good hazards. It comes down to a really good set of tyres with Kumos, and we're away laughing and we're going forward, so it was really good.
It was a good day out, eh? Made a hash of a few things, a few obstacles in the beginning, and I think we got the combination down right. It was a wet day, but there was still traction there. Get off line, button off a bit, put your foot back down again, and go for it.
Unfortunately, folks, time is our enemy always here on Suzuki Xtreme TV. On behalf of the crew, this is Phil Dark saying, hope to see you next week.